Welcome to Global Sustainable Research Solutions. I am Muhammad Usman. This lecture is about economic growth. Economic growth is very important for the development, prosperity and welfare of a country. In this lecture, I will discuss what is economic growth, how economic growth is measured, which is called rate of economic growth, what is rule of 70, what is modern economic growth, what are the institutional structures that promote economic growth, what are the determinants of economic growth, what is the relationship between labor and productivity, and finally I will discuss about arithmetic of growth. What is economic growth? Economic growth is increase in real GDP occurring over some period of time. An increase in real GDP per capita occurring over some period of time. Economic growth, it is an increase in real GDP or increase in real GDP per capita occurring over some period of time is called economic growth. Estimation of economic growth. The rate of economic growth is estimated by this formula RGDP1 minus RGDP0 divided by RGDP0 multiplied by 100, where RGDP1 is current year real GDP. On the other hand, RGDP0 is past previous year real GDP. By using this formula, we can estimate rate of economic growth in any country. Here is example for the estimation of rate of economic growth. Let we suppose a hypothetical economy. In this hypothetical economy, real GDP for the year of 2020 was $11,319.4 billions and real GDP for the year of 2021 was 11,566.8 billion. So the rate of economic growth in the hypothetical economy is 2.2%. So by using this formula, we estimated that the rate of economic growth in hypothetical economy is 2.2%. The economic growth of this country is 2.2%. Here is another example. Here we have estimated rate of economic growth by using real GDP per capita. We have assumed that a hypothetical economy have real GDP of $40,000 for the year of 2020 and real GDP for the year of 2021 is 41,200. We have assumed that the population for the year of 2020 was 200 and the population for the year of 2021 is 210. So first we estimate real GDP per capita. We estimate real GDP per capita by dividing real GDP with population. We have divided the real GDP of year 2020 with its population. So the real GDP per capita for the year of 2020 is $200 and the real GDP per capita for the year of 2021 is $196.19. So by using the formula, we estimated that the rate of economic growth per capita for the economy is 3%. What is rule of 70? Rule of 70 is a mathematical approximation. It provides a quantitative grasp of the effect of economic growth. The rule of 70 tells us that we can find the number of years it will take for some measures to double given its annual percentage increase by dividing the percentage increase into the number 70. The rule of 70 tells us that after how many years the economy, the rate of GDP will be double. The formula of rule of 70 is 70 divided by annual percentage rate of growth. Here we have two examples. In example 1, we have supposed that a 5% annual rate of growth. If in an economy the rate of growth is 5%, it will take about 14 years to double the real GDP of that economy. On the other hand, if the rate of economic growth is 7%, it will take about 10 years to double the real GDP of that economy. What is modern economic growth? Modern economic growth, it is sustained and ongoing increase in living standards that can cause a dramatic increase in the standard of living within less than a single human lifetime. Economic growth is a sustained and ongoing increase in the living standard of people within less than a single human lifetime. Modern economic growth is affected by culturally, socially, and politically. When there is modern economic growth, culturally the vast increase in wealth and living standards have allowed ordinary people for the first time in history to have significant time for leisure activities and arts. So, with the modern economic growth, people have more time for leisure and art activities. Socially, the countries which are experiencing modern economic growth have abolished, eradicated feudalism. They have instituted universal public education. They have largely eliminated ancient social norms and legal restrictions against women and minorities doing certain jobs or holding certain positions. So, with modern growth, people are socially advanced. There is no feudalism. There is public universal education for all the people. There is no gender discrimination. Politically, there is the countries which have modern economic growth are experiencing a strong democracy. It is a form of government that was extremely rare before the start of industrial revolution. So, what is modern economic growth? It is sustained and ongoing increase in living standards that can cause a dramatic increases in standards of living within less than a single human lifetime. In modern economic growth, people are culturally, socially, and politically much advanced. They have more leisure time for arts and other activities. They have no feudalism. They have universal education. They have no ancient norms. There is no gender discrimination, and they have strong democracy. There are some institutional structures that promote growth. These are strong property rights. When there is strong property right, then investors do more investment. These appears to have absolutely necessary for rapid and sustained economic growth. Property rights are very necessary for rapid and sustained economic growth. When there is strong property rights, investors will invest more. On the other hand, people will not invest if they believe that bandits, thieves, rapacious and tyrannical government will steal their investment or other expected returns. So, it is necessary to ensure strong property rights to promote economic growth. Patents and copyrights. Patents and copyrights are necessary for a society if it wants a constant flow of innovative new technologies and sophisticated new ideas. Before patents and copyrights were first issued and enforced, inventors and authors usually saw their ideas stolen before they could profit from them. By inventors and authors, the exclusive right to market and sell their creations. Patents and copyrights gave us strong financial incentives to invent and create. So, it is the duty of the government to ensure patents and copyrights so that scientists, engineers may develop more patents and copyrights and they get benefits from their innovations and their discoveries. Efficient financial institutions. These institutions are also crucial to achieve sustained economic growth. These are needed to channel the saving generated by households toward the businesses, entrepreneurs and inventors that do most of society's investing and inventing. Banks as well as stock and bond markets appear to be institutions crucial to modern economic growth. When there is efficient financial institutions, then investors can easily save their profits and the reinvest is for more investment opportunities. So the government should ensure efficient financial institutions. Literacy and widespread education are also very important to achieve modern economic growth. Without highly educated inventors, new technology don't get developed, and without a highly educated force, it is impossible to implement those technology and put them to productive uses. So both education and highly educated inventors are essential to accelerate economic growth. Free trade is also very crucial for economic growth. Free trade promotes economic growth by allowing countries to specialize so that different types of output can be produced in the countries where they can be made most efficiently. In addition, free trade accelerates rapid spread of new ideas so that innovations made in one country quickly spread to other countries. So free trade should be ensured in order to achieve more economic growth. Competitive market system. Under a competitive market system, prices and profits serve as a signal that tell firms what to make and how much it to make. Prices and profits in the competitive market system provide the signals that firms use in order to take decisions regarding what to make and how much of it to make. Rich leader countries vary substantially in terms of how much government regulations they impose on markets, but in all cases firms have substantial autonomy to follow market signals in deciding on current production and in making investment to produce what they believe consumers will demand in the market. So a competitive market system which provide information regarding prices and profits are very essentials for the investors to invest more, which will promote modern economic growth. There are different determinants of economic growth like supply factors, demand factors, and efficiency factors. What are supply factors? These are increase in the quantity and quality of natural resources like oil, coal, and natural gas, and many other natural resources. In supply factors, first we increase the quantity and quality of natural resources like oil, coal, natural gas. Increase in the quality and quantity of human resources like human capital. We should invest on the training, educations, and improvement of skills in order to improve the quality as well as quantity of human resources. Increase in the supply or stock of capital goods, improvement in technology. So these four supply factors: number one, increase in the quantity and quality of natural resources, increase in the quality and quantity of human resources, increase in the supply or stock of capital goods, improvement in technology are the supply factors which accelerate economic growth. Demand factors: when we improve the supply factors, it will increase the quantity as well as quality of different goods and services. So when there is sufficient supply of different goods and services, then there is a need for demand of these factors. In demand factors, it is necessary that household, businesses, and government must purchase the economy's expanding output. The economy's expanding output comes from supply factor. So the businesses, government, and household must purchase the economy's increasing output. Efficiency factor. In efficiency factor, we must achieve economic efficiency and full employment. So in efficiency factor, we must achieve economic efficiency, which is equal to economic efficiency. There are different kind of efficiencies like economic efficiency, technical efficiency, and allocative efficiency. We must achieve economic efficiency and full. There is also a relationship between growth and production possibility curve. This diagram shows how production possibility curve is used to explain economic growth. First of all, what is production possibilities curve? PPC, production possibilities curve indicate the various maximum combination of products of an economy can be produced with its fixed quantity and quality of natural, human and capital resources and its stock of technical knowledge. So, what is production possibility curve? It is a curve that shows various maximum combinations of products of an economy that can be produced with its fixed quantity and quality of natural, human and capital resources and its stock of technological knowledge. Economic growth is made possible by the four supply factors that shifts the production possibility curve outward as from AB to CD. The shift of the production possibility curve from AB to CD represent economic growth. Economic growth is also realized when the demand efficiency factor move the economy from point A to point B. Labor and productivity. Real GDP of a country in any year depends on the input of labor, which is measured in hours of work multiplied by labor productivity. What is labor productivity? It is real output per hour of work. We can estimate real GDP by multiplying hours of work with labor productivity. When there is increase in labor productivity, it will increase real GDP. When there is increase in real GDP, it will accelerate rate of economic growth. There will be more economic growth. So, by focusing on labor productivity, we can increase real GDP and rate of economic growth. Here we have an example. We have assumed that a hypothetical economy of Siam has 10 workers in year 1, each working 2000 hours per year. The total input of labor is therefore 20,000 hours. If productivity is $10, then the real GDP in Siam for year 1 is $2 lakh. On the other hand, if work hour rise to 20,200 and labor productivity rise to $10.40, then the real GDP will be 2 lakh $10,080 in year 2. Now we have real GDP in year 1 and real GDP in year 2. We can estimate the rate of economic growth of Siam, which is equal to 5%. So we have seen that when there is increase in labor productivity, increase in hours of work, there is increase in real GDP, which have increased the rate of economic growth. So labor and productivity are also essential in order to promote increase rate of growth. What is accounting for growth? These are the factors which are affecting productivity growth. There are different factors which increase productivity like technological advance, quantity of capital, education and training, resource allocation. Technological advances like innovative production technologies, new managerial methods also increase rate of economic growth. Quantity of capital, more and better plant and tools and equipment make workers more productive. Public and private investment in infrastructure also increase productivity, which increase economic growth. Education and training. What is human capital? It is the knowledge and skills that make a worker more productive. Economies of scale. What are economies of scale? It is the reduction in per unit production cost that result from increase in output levels are called economies of scale. So, human capital, economies of scale also increase productivity, which increase economic growth. Resource allocation. What is the meaning of resource allocation? How resource allocation affect productivity growth? Improved resource allocation means that workers over time have moved from low productivity employment to high productivity employment. Historically, many countries, their workers have shifted from agriculture, where labor productivity is low, to manufacturing, where it is very high. So, resource allocation shifting from low productive resources to high productive resources also playing an important role in order to enhance productivity. I hope now you are familiar with what is economic growth, how rate of economic growth is measured, what is rule of 70, what is modern economic growth, what are different institutional structures that promote economic growth, what are different determinants of economic growth, which are supply factors, demand factors and efficiency factors, how increase in productivity of labor and increase in hours of work also increase rate of economic growth, and what is arithmetic of growth. Thank you for watching Global Sustainable Research Solutions. Please subscribe my channels. Thank you.